get something in return? Like they got a $54 billion
Our CEO of our company has posted profits, and they're giving out their bonuses to the execs and whatnot. And he wants to make almost a 2/3 wage cut to all the workers that are in the plant right now, which is unrealistic. I think a lot of people would go foreclosure on their home. Back in 2004, we were the first to take concessions, I believe, because we didn't get a pay raise, we didn't roll in our cost of living, and we started paying on our pensions and our prescriptions. And take our pay cut, and he wants to double it. He's not happy. Personally, he's getting close to the billionaire club, and I think his ego's taken over to where he wants to be part of that billionaire club. I personally believe that, and it's wrong. I mean, we all have a standard of living here. It's not like we're overshooting. For us to go take nearly a two-thirds pay cut is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He is perhaps one of the most, if not the most, profitable Tier 1 supplier or auto supplier in the world. Not the country, in the world. Last year, he had a paper come out in the newsletter. He's shaved 86% of his operating cost. That's unreal. That's unheard of. I've talked to buddies of mine that are in the banking, and they says when you shave 20 or 30% of your operating costs, that's phenomenal. 50% is unheard of. He shaved 86%. You know what I'm saying? They used to have, I don't know, I heard 7,000 people here when we first came in. I don't know how true that is, but about 7,000 or 8,000. You got 3,650 people here. Maximum. And that's all. That's the whole American, all 5 plants or whatever. That's all he's got to deal with. And one thing that's got us going real good here is we make high quality stuff. Our product is so high quality, they used to have what they call parts per million. Okay, how many axles return per million? Well, they used to have, that would come back from GM back here. And they used to have 5,000, 6,000 axles per million that would come back for repairs. We've had 0. We've had 8. We're under the globally 25 parts per million. When we went out, I think we were around 8 to 10 parts per million. That's the quality we build here. Everybody's taking pride in what they do. With the new equipment, of course, has helped out. And he's taking our profit sharing and all that, and he's building everything overseas. So he's setting himself up so he can yank the plug here, I guess. I don't know. That's what I see. Opposed of any pay cut myself, any of it. I tell you what, I threw $8 an hour pay cut out there just for a number, and that 3,650 people, I think over 1 year is like $55 million to $60 million he saves on that. Something like that. You can do the math. It's real easy. But it's a ton of money, and that's even too much. I mean, plus he's going to make us pay into our health care.
The men and women who started out at Buick City being killed, being maimed, whatever it took to make sure that we had the freedoms that we have today. It's a hurtful feeling that, as me being a veteran of the United States Navy and now being here and being with this company for 14 years, this is not making any sense to me, none at all. And we're out here, and as you all stated, we have politicians alike, the mayor, the governor, Senator Clinton, Obama, all of them. Nobody's been down here to say, other than the locals of the UAW who have come down to help us out or what have you, to come down and say, okay, we'll give a little money or give a little food here, there, what have you. I mean, we've been to the FIA offices around here, have turned us down, working class people that pay taxes and everything else, turned us down and told us because of what we made, not because of where we're at right now, what we're doing right now, but because of what we made in the past, we don't even qualify. What type of society is this? And then when you look at it realistically, how do we qualify for anything when we're supposed to be American? First of all, you're supposed to be an American in a free society, and you're supposed to be able to get whatever it is that you're supposed to get. But yet, it's still, when you look at it realistically, it's almost like we went back 60 years as opposed to coming forward. It makes no sense at all. In 14 years that we've been at this company, that I've been here personally since '94, he hasn't lost a dime, one single dime. We built company upon company for American Axle all over the country, all over the globe, other places, the UK, Brazil, China. And you mean to tell us that we haven't asked for a raise in 8 years, we haven't had profit sharing in 3, and it's too much to give us what we're requesting now, which I feel is a slap in the face for any American worker that's working here right now, all of us, because of the people who have built the foundation, laid the groundwork for us to be where we are today. People have been killed for this cause. People have been maimed, put in hospitals, and everything else for us to have the freedoms that we have today. I think it's a slap in the face for any CEO, not just Dick Dowd, but any CEO in the country to do the things that they've done. Now, he's made a lot more than $10 million since we've been here. He's exercised stock options, we know for a fact, of up to $100 million. All I'm saying is, that's just a drop in the bucket compared to the men and women. We've lost lives out here. We've had people killed since I've been here. People have lost their lives and everything else in the past 14 years. I think it's a small price for them to give us just. I mean, that's no money to us.
What they're asking,
that was in '94. April of '94 is when I started. We started at $12.55 an hour. Now you're telling me 14 years later to go back to $12.55 an hour. You've allowed me to live in a $200,000 home. You've allowed me to drive nice cars and told me it was okay to do that. You've allowed me to eat a steak now every now and then, but now you're telling me go back to eating 12-cent hamburgers at White Castle and go back to the 60s where we had to fight to have a right to have the things that we have today. I'm not willing to do that. I feel that right now it shouldn't just be the UAW in America. I feel every UAW across the country, if we shut every plant down, it'd be a national strike. That's what it needs to be. The UAW was never a corporation. The UAW was supposed to be just what it's supposed to be, a union. But when we went to VEBA, we incorporated ourselves to the point where now, and stock options or whatever, if the top brass, if they exercise the stock options right, it's just like Dick Dowd or any other CEO. They get paid. We don't. And just like any other big company that's around here, and I don't feel that we should have ever gotten involved in nothing like that. The VEBA was the worst thing we could have did, Darcy. Where now it's all about money and dollars. It's not about us anymore. No, we're not benefiting from it at all. And I feel that that's another slap in our faces, because with the monies that we've made or what have you, there shouldn't be a UAW worker that's walking today that should be concerned about a house note, a car note, any bill being paid, getting assistance. As far as I'm concerned, we have enough money in our UAW fund alone. If we wanted to, we should be able to pay off every home for every UAW member in the country. Yeah, well, we definitely need a players meeting. Ain't no getting around that. We need to do with just a straight players meeting where we can. I mean, well, like you said, just rank and file, because the higher echelon right now, we don't know. They're not. And one thing that I've never heard of in the history I've been out here, I've never seen the UAW stay quiet on everything. That's never happened. They normally will come and tell, even if it's whether good, bad, or indifferent. No, it's not good. Good, bad, and indifferent. In the past, we've always got some type of look. We're extending the contract. We're working on it. We're doing something. Past history has always been, the quietness is the best. Is probably the best. But right now, no, it's not. It's the worst thing that I've ever seen in my life, where the UAW is not talking to anybody, and there for him to sign a confidentiality agreement to go behind closed doors for the UAW, the higher echelon, to look at it, not us. I'm like, we're just as much a part of the UAW as Ghetto Finger or any other, sitting at the top rank. If we're paying our dues and we're in good standing with the UAW, then we ought to have the right to look at any documentation that he has. Makes no difference to me. We've already requested that when even before we get back to work, that we want 10 days. We want 10 days to be able to look over the entire contract to see whether or not that's what we want. And past history has been throw a minimum amount of money out there and everybody bite, and they figure we're so desperate. Like the last contract, they threw $5,000 at the table or on the table rather, and everybody was so desperate to get back to work. Okay, let's just take this money and run. We should have. I feel we should have asked for $50,000. I mean, it's just to me, that's just the way I feel about it. There's a lot of money out there that's been floating, and he's made multi-millions, and I don't appreciate that at all.